Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell to get notified about live streams and new content. Tune in to our platforms every other Friday to watch the Exeter Biweekly Report, with recaps of recent events, updates from town departments, and messages from nonprofits in your area. If you head to our website, exeternh.tv, we invite you to sign up to our newsletter to receive monthly updates about new content, upcoming meetings, and more. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch Exeter TV and hope that you tune in to our other content as well.
is the Exeter Historic District Commission. It is Wednesday, June 18th, 2025. We will start with introductions, starting with Verity down here.
My name is Verity Boyer.
I'm Kevin Kahn, Vice Chair.
Grayson Shepherd, Chair.
And Amanda Kelly.
All right, so we're going to start off with the application of Brian, is it Mellick?
Can we stop for
Oh,
1
yep.
second? Are we supposed to have a secretary recording this?
That would be good. I guess it's all being
Yeah,
recorded.
I guess you could take the notes
Sometimes they do it
Off the
later off the
video.
video.
Yeah, I guess we can do that.
Yeah.
She may not have been told that it got moved from Thursday, but
Yeah.
there was video. Sorry. It's a minor point. So, we're here with Brian Melk of Green Wing Construction on behalf of Paul and Jen Young for review of a proposal for demolition of an existing porch and garage and change in appearance for the proposed construction of a 5 by 14 foot porch with hip roof and new 3-bay garage on the property located at 84 Front Street. This is HDC case 25-2. So, who do we have here to present this application?
Brian Mellick, the builder.
And I'm Paul Young, homeowner.
And Jennifer Young, the other.
All right, fantastic. So why don't you all, I know we have the packet, but why don't you go ahead and introduce what you're looking to do? And if you can, speak into the microphone, just because, especially now that it is being exclusively recorded, that's important.
So there's potentially two phases of the project. Phase number one is there's a front porch, an existing front porch that's roughly 6 by
Side porch.
7, 5 by
Side
7?
porch.
Side porch.
At the rear of the driveway.
We're going to extend that for an additional 10 feet or so. Not out from the house, but along the length of the house. Reframe the roof to make it actually match a little bit better to the existing historic architecture of the building. And then phase two on that would be demolition of the garage and reconstruction of that 3-bay garage you guys have plans of.
Okay. So I guess we can start with phase one. So we'll start with the porch.
And we do have a demo report. It was who came out?
The Heritage Commission
Heritage
came
Commission
out.
already gave us approval for demo.
Yeah, met with them on last Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah, we have that here. I think you all provided that. Thank you. So initially, does anybody have any questions about, we'll just start primarily with the porch.
I just have a question looking at this drawing here. Can you tell me what kind of material is this kind of foundation?
So we're just gonna do, material-wise, I would probably do either like an AZEK or something else that then gets painted, something so it's rot resistant.
Okay,
So, I mean, I'm a big fan of this stuff called Acre. but
okay. Yeah, and you're gonna paint it the same exact color
Same
as the
color,
house?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And, yeah, I think that this looks like a pretty great design. It's like reversible, which is what we look for. Like if, in the future someone wants to take it off, it's not harming the historic fabric that's underneath it. You're preserving that window there. So I think this is great. And you have a hipped roof, which of course is perfect for the Italianate style. So I think this is a good design for the porch.
All right.
I had a question. So on the extension of the porch, that's open air, there's no windows on that?
No, it'll be completely just railinged in. All it is a
Yeah.
true porch
Okay.
as opposed to any kind of
Yeah.
three-season. Yep.
So it doesn't make that window on the back like an interior window, but it kind of does because it's got a structure in front of it, right? The extension of the porch will be against the wall where that window is? I'm sorry.
Yes, that's an existing window. So, yeah, so that's just going to be a post and
Okay.
completely open. And what we're going to plan to do is divide the distance in between so you have equal, whether it's between the window itself and the exterior, that far bumped out wall, or from the shutter. just so we have aesthetically have some symmetry there.
Yeah. Personal suggestion, not requirement. Since that's going to kind of be enclosed, maybe consider moving the shutters to the window above it. Because looking at that,
Do they not?
they're not.
Shutters up there. I've actually been looking for
And,
replacements.
yeah, on the top window on the house, you have shutters here and none here.
Yeah.
And on the bottom, it looks like you don't have shutters here, but you have shutters here.
Yeah.
So once that, it's not really enclosed,
actually
but
a
once
great
it's
suggestion.
covered,
No,
you
that's-
might want to move that up, and I think it might give the final product a little more symmetry.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's a great suggestion, yeah. We're always looking for like Jen, always looking for the shutters to
Yeah.
Nori
slowly.
salvage, I try there to find like the right size, but it's hit or miss.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
Or, do you know if you'll be able to keep any of that shrubbery, or is that all?
That would stay. That's
Yeah.
hostas.
That's
There's
hostas,
no
yeah.
reason they shouldn't be able to stay.
Okay.
And there's one paper bark maple in there, and that too should be able to stay. It
Yeah.
we want to leave enough space. for all of
Actually, just via historical context, when we bought it in 2014, where we want to extend it was actually a elevator for handicapped usage there. So it's cement right underneath that. We removed that elevator, we donated it to a family, and so there was actually a structure there the same size of where we were gonna add on.
Okay,
So,
thanks. I don't have anything.
And
else.
what, I'm trying to see, what's on the other side of this white block here? Like, what's existing
I think
underneath
there's
the
a
existing porch?
couple of rabbits, and
Couple of rabbits?
Yeah.
it's just,
Is it open air
Yeah.
underneath?
Yeah, that's all it is,
There's
yeah.
lattice work there.
Oh,
The
there's lattice
nab
work?
is what
Okay.
is under the
Yeah.
existing porch.
Okay,
Yeah.
and is that what is
I
going?
believe there's a picture of an existing conditions in there as well.
Did I
Yeah,
miss it? Oh,
yeah.
gotcha. And is this what's gonna be, is it gonna be basically the exact same extended, or you said you're gonna put like an ASIC?
Yeah, whether I do, vertical, like 2-inch vertical slats with like a 3/4 inch gap, or if we do, like mahogany lattice painted or something on those lines, but it'll be kind of historic in nature. I mean, it's not going to be solid. We'll do something that'll look nice in there. And allow ventilation too. Because it will be a fir or a mahogany floor, which will then get painted to match the existing.
Is the whole porch gonna be basically this ASIC material, more or less?
Just on the bottom. And then the railings are all going to be painted.
Okay.
They're going to be wood, painted wood, and then also the decking itself is also going to be painted wood.
So we have our intrepid Gwen here.
Hello.
Sorry I'm late.
Anybody else have any initial questions or thoughts?
Just picking up on
Yeah.
what you were asking about. So currently, you have lattice all the way across. In the new mock-up, you didn't change the lattice here. So this lattice is staying?
No, we're going to make everything look all symmetrical all the way around. I mean, those stairs will probably have to get rebuilt anyways.
Okay.
So once we do that, then we can add lattice so it matches all the way around.
So this
And
is,
it'll be exactly the same.
this will all be lattice the way it is currently? I'm just confused on what this white block is going to look
Yeah,
like.
it's either going to be lattice that'll match that, with its, I believe it's a vertical squares, as opposed to the diamond. It'll more than likely either be that or
Okay.
straight vertical slats.
And you said are you planning on replacing the stairs now?
yeah, they're rotted.
Yeah, they're starting to rot, so yeah, we got to replace those just from a
They're gonna
structural
be-
standpoint,
Okay.
safety.
Several
And what,
people have almost taken headers already, so.
What material are you gonna be replacing the stairs with?
Stairs are just going to be PT stringers with wood decking on top and some sort of composite on the sides that gets painted white, just so we have some rot resistance.
Yeah, the stairs right now are just.
It's just a
right,
PT stringer,
just
painted.
PT string, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll give, Gwen, do you have any thoughts or questions?
I apologize for
Oh, no,
being
you're fine.
late.
We're just discussing the porch
Yeah.
Okay.
portion right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that this isn't really part of what you're constructing, but just in looking at the windows, some have shutters, some don't, and then the ones you talked about it, I'll
We
stop
covered it.
there. I'll go back and read.
Kevin's on top of that one.
Kevin was right on top of that. He suggested we move them up, and we're like, absolutely, that would be no problem. And as we said, Jen
As
has
long as
been
the window
searching.
sizing is the same, I can't vouch that they're identical window
Yeah.
sizing until we actually measured. But
Okay.
as long as they
Yeah.
are, we would happily.
And we're always, like Jen is always on the hunt to try to add as we go from what we bought it at. There was a lot of things that were missing when we bought it, so
Okay,
through different various, like, antique places, we're trying to get all the shutters back.
that's tricky. And the porch width isn't much, is it? Is it really just a
The depth of the porch, I believe, is
40,
54 inches, if I remember right.
It says 5
It was
foot 4 inches on this.
64 inches? is what-
64, okay.
So it's really just for
So
storing?
that's not changing.
Oh, I thought it was now 48, and it's going to 64? Stairway width?
No, the
Oh,
depth-
maybe I was looking at what standard stairway widths are, and they're
Oh,
typically
okay.
48, so
Yeah, we're not going to change the depth of the porch, just the length of
just
it.
the length. All right.
Just to try to put 2 chairs out there and a
Okay.
tea table or something.
And that feels wide enough for you, for your purposes? I mean,
To work with the space we have, if we
Yeah.
start pulling into the driveway, it's gonna start
Okay.
looking out of
Got it.
proportion with.
Yeah.
We're trying to maintain the look as best
Yep.
we can, but we have to rebuild the porch anyways because it's rotting. And we thought, well, if we're doing that, it seems like it could be more practical for us if we could put like a small table, chair, and maybe a small grill under a covered space that we could access from the house instead of, putting that in our driveway.
yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
I just have a quick question about your little window down here. You're not like cementing that in or anything. You're just
No,
covering
that's
it,
just,
right?
that's going to be sitting in that open air space behind that lattice.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Oh, little window. Okay. I'm good
Anyone else?
for now.
I'm trying to think if it's the only pause I'm having, and I don't. Other people can talk me out of this. Is generally we like to see the materials that are going to be replaced. We like to see samples if it's going to be replaced. So I understand that you're describing the ASIC material that's going to be on the bottom, but I'm familiar with what ASIC is, but I don't know if. Generally, I like to be able to see a sample of what's going in before we can sign off on it.
Okay.
I don't know if others have that same thought, but that's generally the process of how we do it. But that's, I can be
Well, do you
talked
have,
out of it if that's not something that folks are.
does the board have a preference, whether it's a square lattice or vertical one-by stock?
I don't have a preference as far as the design of it goes. It's just I want to have an idea of what we're signing off on as far as the material, like the actual substance.
Yeah, so I'm totally new to the committee, and so I haven't found this yet in my reading, but I just have a point of question on using AZEC. I guess I'm surprised that it wouldn't be cedar.
Yeah, I think that's generally the preference would be sort of like a natural material,
Right.
but I don't think it's mandated or
Okay,
required.
okay.
Doesn't matter to
think
me
given-
if we
well-
use.
Well, it's a,
I don't care.
Western red cedar is expensive and hard to get.
I know, it's hard to get, my business, but it's, yeah, right, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, if I guess my argument there is, if it's painted, what does it matter?
Yeah, we can't get, so this is kind of like a threading the needle situation is we can't dictate color. We can't dictate paint color.
Right.
So, I mean, you can paint it whatever you want. Technically, I mean, we can't tell you to paint it orange or white or anything like that, but.
It's gonna be the same color as the.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like that's like, I doubt you're gonna paint it, highlighter yellow. So, but that's outside of our purview. But unless other folks have.
I mean,
thoughts.
so that's, I guess that's my question, is within your, I guess within the rules, are you guys able to dictate materials?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As,
Yeah.
even if they kind of match or look similar to existing?
Well, that's what we're trying to.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to get to, is making sure that that is the case. Because if we can't see the materials, then we say, okay, just make it match this, the existing. But you could go out there and put some
You
other
have-
material that we haven't dictated or haven't approved yet. So it's,
All right, so, I mean, and I'm not trying to be difficult.
yeah.
If we say 1x2 AZEC, whether it's 1x2 AZEC or primed pine or cedar, it's still 1x2 material that, to the naked eye, from media away, you wouldn't be able to tell if it's plastic or wood.
Yeah, I know, that's what you're telling me.
Right.
I don't see it.
Just bring it in, it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
It's fine.
And, yeah.
Well, no, I'm just- that's why
you
I'm
know what I'm saying,
just
yeah,
wondering.
like,
Yeah,
I
it's fine with
believe that's probably the case, but
Yeah.
I can't say that definitively because I don't
Okay.
have anything in front of me to
All
say
right.
that. So that's just how we've always operated, is before we sign off on a material, generally we like to see samples.
Okay.
Generally, I mean, other folks weigh in if you think that it's not necessary here. Again, I'm open to persuasion, but that's just kind of
I think it's.
calling balls and strikes. on
I think
this.
it's appropriate to ask to see a sample material. We don't have an issue with this deck design at all, so that it'll be a quick review process to see what you're planning on. And I know you had mentioned rot and that being a primary concern. So I think we have to weigh for something like this, a feature like this. Wood is obviously a traditional historic building material, but does it make sense to build something like this out of it? So I think that's another thing that we might want to consider, in which case you coming back with sample materials might be helpful for us to kind of understand that functionality of it too.
But again, other than that, I don't have any issue with the design at all. I think it's looks good.
And I think there'll be, from what I remember, there weren't any specs, or there were specs, but there weren't there wasn't any information in depth
Manufacturer,
about
yeah.
the garage doors and windows, and so that will need to be provided.
Yeah.
So
So
you're looking
you'll have
you're
another.
looking for that information as well, from the
Yeah.
garage standpoint?
I didn't-
Okay,
Yeah.
you need specs
Since you
and all
haven't
that.
gotten to the
Okay.
garage
Yeah,
yet.
but yeah, that's coming down the pipe. So we'll
Yeah, there's a lot on that one then, I
Yeah,
guess.
preview that. So, do we have any other comments on the porch itself, other than just wanting to see samples of the material or specs or something like that about the actual materials that are going to be used? Anything?
The door is the same going in? You're not
Yeah,
changing
nothing's
that?
changing.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So,
I'm sorry, would a picture suffice for,
No,
or do you
just-
actually
Yeah.
want to hold the
We're-
materials?
we're good.
yeah, we can bring the sample, and yeah, if you have
Okay.
like
Bring the material.
a manufacturer's pamphlet or handout or something like that, that works. But
Because I can email that out to you guys this evening, too.
have it go, like, if you do that, have it go through the building department.
Okay.
But I think if you can, our preference would be to
Actual
see it in
samples?
person. Yeah.
Okay,
If you
that's fine,
can,
I'll get you some
yeah.
samples and
Yeah.
bring it
And
in.
there may be more from the garage that
Right.
you'd need to bring them all.
Oh, there's, yeah, there's probably going to be.
This will become moot in a minute.
Yeah. All right, so if nothing else on the porch, we'll go to the garage. Anybody have any, or I guess, do you want to give us the presentation on the garage? I know you kind of gave us the rough overview, or maybe it just makes sense just to dive in with questions. Does anybody have any thoughts?
I had a couple.
Yeah.
The roofing on the new garage, Matt, is going to be the same roofing that's on the house, or,
Yeah, it'll be architectural shingles.
okay. And the second floor, I guess the existing structure that you're taking down has a second floor, but this one's going to be a little bit higher? than the-
Existing structure is a single floor.
Oh, it's-
a single
okay.
story. So, yeah, we're going to put a whole
second
other
floor in.
second story on that, just so it's roughly about the same height as the existing, so it blends real
with the
nicely.
house.
The existing,
Right.
yeah.
And in between that walkway is going to only be one floor, or the whole thing is going to be
No, it's a single story.
it's a single story? Okay.
Yeah, if you look.
Yeah, that's what I was just,
You're looking at, but this piece to here is all existing.
yeah, I was looking at this,
Yeah,
right.
that's existing,
Yeah.
and it's single story.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got a rubber roof to it, so we're not looking to raise that section up, just attached to the end of it.
Is there, I'm assuming there's a door to the outside there that you're going to utilize, or you're putting in a?
There won't-
They
there
have
isn't.
the side porch,
Oh,
that's the door.
So
So we
we-
would like to add a door
In-
inside the
internally.
garage,
Okay.
into the mudroom,
Yep.
at the back of the house, yes.
that's all I had.
Is there just one door, or are there two? I can't, one looks like it might be a door next, like this right here, whoop, right here, on the end.
That
Is that a
is-
window
Yep,
or a
that's a
door?
door.
So there are two doors.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
And the current garage is attached to that kind of?
No.
No.
Okay.
Current garage is completely separate. There's an as-built in there.
Are there any pictures, or?
No, it's in plan view. So you'll be able to see the existing garage is completely separated.
Okay.
It should have been in there.
I'm not, I could just be having trouble.
Oh, maybe she didn't. I think she took, she got rid of some of the actual drawings that I sent over to her and printed these up. In the PDF, you should see, I believe there's
I may have a picture of it.
some existing plan view,
Which just
which
for you-
shows
for
it
now.
separated. There's probably about a 4-foot separation in between the two buildings.
Yeah, 3 to 4, it's not a full 5. It's fairly narrow.
Let me just look real quick to see if I
Yeah,
have a picture
thank
of
you,
it.
thank you. And I
Send Ashley out the picture.
am looking
Yeah.
at this, and I assume that what you have going on back here is probably a later addition. Can you confirm that?
That, I'm guessing it is based on
Okay,
some of the design and.
okay.
Can I submit for evidence? I'll let you guys show it, but that's the
Okay.
existing garage.
Okay, thank you.
And it's like, got kind of like the double, it's a metal door,
Okay,
big double.
that's helpful. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Door, but obviously we can get the
sworn in
drawings
this
up
plan.
for you to that.
Okay.
There may have been,
Yeah.
I only have what I printed from years ago, this isn't.
Probably have some better pictures too.
Is the entire building in the I'm embarrassed to ask this, in the historic district?
Like what's the
Yes.
200
Like, what's the
foot
depth of, that's a big building, so I kind of wondered how far back it went.
Oh,
Just
it's-
curious.
It'll, yeah, so I'm not exactly sure of the depth, but all of it will be within the 200 feet.
It is
Yeah, it's
within it.
within the
Okay.
200 feet, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
The front of the house sits fairly close to the street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true, that's true.
It's sort of a narrow and long lot.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yep.
And all the trim you're planning to match to the main house? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, without a doubt. I think it'll actually look more historic to the house than the one that's there now. It's, the one that's there now, I assume, was built when the prior owners, which was the corporation, the Dingman Corporation, owned it. Wheelabrator Fry, whatever.
Oh, I didn't know that. No plans for shingles or anything, or not shingles, shutters on these windows, on the garage? I don't, I don't have a strong feeling one way or the other, but I just wondered. Okay. They're narrow.
Is there a reason you've gone for like 2/2 windows instead of matching the fenestration that you have on the main house?
I would,
The height with the hip roof and not trying to take it too high, and you take the garage piece, I mean, to try and put, it's using as much space as we have left in there. Or do you mean just make them 3/3?
I just mean the window configuration. See how you have, it looks like you have 6/6s on the main house. I'm just asking you why you would go with the, or why you've changed the pattern.
yeah, I honestly, yeah, I don't know why the architect would expect that. I mean,
Well,
that-
the front, the original house, which is the most historic, the 1863 house, is
Yes.
2/2.
Okay.
Then the part that was built, one part was built in like the 1930s and another part in the 1960s with the rubber roof, or the 1970s with the rubber
Yeah.
roof. Those are 2/2, those are
3/6.
Those are like Anderson.
6/6,
Six.
yeah.
6/6.
Okay, so you have a real mix of windows
So,
on the
yeah,
house.
it's like you said, if you drive by the house, you'll see the big part, and that's the original,
Right.
then they added, and then with the research I did, then they added another piece, and that's got like 1970s sliding, that you can't match anymore. It is kind of Ferris Bueller, that part of it. And then
So
the
you weren't
garage.
kidding?
I wasn't kidding, no. That back part is definitely, it's just a big rubber roof, and just the roof is just slides right down. And it's just on that back where our kitchen is and stuff.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what other people kind of say about that, because with the mix of window styles, would we like it to match the back L? I'm a little stuck on the window configuration, and it's a small thing to tweak, so I just was curious what other people might feel about that.
I would feel more comfortable with it being 6/6 if it was, you're going to be looking at it from the same perspective as you'd be looking at the area by your new steps and your porch, and it just seems like that would be,
You
it would
actually see,
be,
you'll
you'll see
see
both.
both because of the bump out of one of the rooms that does have, I believe it's a 2/2 or a 2/1.
This looks like.
And then, so you'll see all those,
Yeah,
see
might
all the
be.
windows at the same
You see
time.
them all.
So,
Wish we had a
Yeah,
picture of
it's-
the whole
it's-
side of
it's-
the house. I'm trying to look at it on the
that's
internet.
tough. Which way do you
Yeah.
go?
I
It's
think-
whatever, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll let other people comment too if they might have thoughts and feelings about it.
I have zero feelings about it.
I'm not the window person, so I will defer to our experts here.
To me, I would think of it like, okay, forget all the other windows that aren't part of the 1863 part,
Yeah.
right? And if we were saying, what would we want in the whole house? Like, what tone do we want to set for the windows? We would probably want it to be 2/2. So we're actually getting, well, to me, right, it would match the front of the house. You're getting closer to the whole house becoming cohesive that way? I don't know.
I think my thinking is only thinking about the home. You have this front Italianate, very high style portion of your home. Then there's kind of this back L situation that's more, has a more, I guess, like rural window configuration, which is a 6/6. So I think if all your kind of secondary portions of the home are going to match, a 6/6 is good. But again, I don't want to drive the window thing.
And it's a different elevation. It's the same.
But just looking at this picture, this looks like almost a 2/2 up in this corner. This looks like a casement window? Like,
Yes.
Oh, it is a
yeah, we don't
casement.
even have, in this
Yeah.
one little snapshot, we have 3 different kinds of windows.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
the
Yeah.
casement
Yeah.
one is where.
So I have no preference.
Do you have strong feelings as,
Nope.
so you'd be open to either?
Yeah.
I
I guess
Well,
I
I'm
would
kinda
care
with
if the window
Verity on
piece
this
looked
one.
too small, that it looked
Yeah, that's
kind of,
great.
like,
It's- but-
squished
That's
in.
the only concern that I would
That
have.
would be the only thing I would think
Okay.
I would care one way or the other.
Is the window size going to match that's on this portion? It's so, I'm sorry, I know this is like
Yeah.
ridiculous, but
No.
these,
That's a good question. Off the top of my head, I'd have to look at that window schedule over again and measure that window.
okay. I vote for 6 over 6.
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
Me too. And the Italianate windows are, I mean, that's a totally different, I mean, we're not going to match, it would be strange to match those, I think, on the garage. But to do the 6 over 6s just feels like it would fit. And
Do you have
I
a
don't
picture
know.
of the window that's in the garage now? On the side of the garage, the existing garage, there's a window on each side.
I will look at my 20,000 photos I have in my phone and find it. I'm sure I do. It just, you know, I mean, you guys can continue.
Yeah, I was gonna say, too.
And when I find that, I'll bring it up to you.
I can't remember how. what they
I'm
put in
sure
there.
I do, yeah, somewhere, yeah.
What,
I guess it's 2 over 2, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty. Okay. No, it's actually 6 over 6,
is
I
it?
think, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 6 over,
It's a
either
6
6
over
over 6,
6.
6 over
It's
1.
hard to see,
Yeah.
it's like this is zoomed in.
We have a winner.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go,
It's a 6
yeah.
over 6, but I think
no, yeah.
that's, yeah, so that's the whole garage there on the side. There is a door on the side there now. You can see the
Yeah.
garage is set up now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, 6 over 6.
All right.
Super sleuth.
Good job.
As far as
Thank you, I thought that was pretty good.
I'm impressed.
Pull that out.
I'd be there for a
Ask me to
week.
try to find a specific photo of one of my kids.
garage door and pedestrian door or materials, what are we looking at?
So the entry doors are all going to be painted fiberglass. Again, rot resistance, seal them up. They got to be fire doors because they're on garage. So we also have, it'll be fiberglass garage doors as well, painted to match the house color.
And what is this? Oh, sorry. What's
no, go.
the siding on the garage going to be?
The garage is going to be clapboards. So
Okay,
it'll be a wood
so
clapboard.
wood,
It'll be,
okay.
yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm going to try to stay away from the finger joint, but, I mean,
So it's not gonna be a different color like is represented in the drawing?
no.
Okay.
No.
Oh, yeah, I'm just more curious than anything else on that point.
There's a
Same
picture of
color,
it
the
now.
same trim
Yep.
color and the same paint color.
Same as
house
this,
paint
if you
colors
want.
we've already
Yeah.
got.
It's like, right now, it's the gray
Yeah,
that matches the dark gray of the house is what it is now.
gotcha. And I think you said this shingles to match the roof material.
The roof,
material.
yeah, it's gonna be
the same?
architect, yep.
Okay, yep.
I feel crazy asking this question,
No.
but are the clapboard like thickness? Is it going to be the same from the main house to this?
do you mean the
Garage.
exposure?
Yeah.
Yeah, right now I think it's like a 3¼ inch exposure. It's not a huge exposure, so yeah, we're going to keep it the same.
Okay. Awesome.
It would definitely not matching the front of the house.
Yes. No. Fair enough. I wouldn't want you to.
Okay, I didn't know if it was obvious. So I have a question. That's okay.
No, yeah, please, jump in.
So if we're looking at this first picture, what is this grayed out part around this pedestrian door?
I think originally he put in doors with side lights and a transom window, which for some reason, we're not doing that.
Yeah, and it didn't match. or-
Good question.
Thank you.
Anyone have any other thoughts or questions on
Materials, trim,
the garage?
window.
What is the existing? And I apologize if I missed this. What's the existing footprint of the garage now? Or I guess you don't have to tell me. Is it going to get any
yeah.
bigger or smaller or?
It's gonna get bigger.
Gonna be- okay.
I was gonna
It's a
answer
two-car garage now?
barely.
Barely.
Yeah, it's a
Barely.
two-car garage with a single door, the 16-foot door.
Right,
So this will be a full
3.
full 3.
full 3.
Yeah, it's just right now, there's no car in it because of 4 kids. But it's just small. It's just really tiny. We can't really fit anything in. Mainly for me, it's about the winter. I'm becoming extremely jealous of the people with garages that they fit their cars in, but, you know.
Me too.
Kids.
Kids.
It's our kids.
We got rid of one. He just graduated, so.
Took them out to the forest,
3 to
did
go,
you?
although I'm sure he'll be back for a while.
Oh, yeah. Any lighting, like any exterior lights or anything, or have you
Yeah,
not?
under the overhang, we
Yep.
put recess, or I don't know if it's, I don't know the right terms, I'm sorry.
Okay.
But there's
Recess lights.
lighting
So
that
up
would
in-
shine down, and then, by the doors, there would be a light fixture.
Yeah, you're gonna need one by code for a sconce or something right by the door.
Yeah, by both doors, the side door and then also the front door.
Yeah, we're not gonna replace that big ugly metal thing that was put in with a light bulb screwed into it. That, again.
Any other thoughts or questions on the garage? Hearing none.
You guys
So-
are welcome to come down and check out
Yeah.
the driveway and
Yeah.
check it out, anytime. I mean, it's like,
Yeah, so I think kind of where, I'm trying to think how we're gonna, where we will leave the garage conversation is, I think we kind of reached a 6/6 window. Was that kind of where we left that? And if you can, just to dot the i's and cross the t's, as far as the garage door and entry door materials, if you can just bring, I don't need you to bring a garage door in, but if you can just bring, it's on my shoulder. You know what? I would like it. Just like a spec sheet would be fine for that.
Okay.
And then, was there anything else
Yeah,
for?
windows. Windows too, especially.
Oh, yeah, spec
the
sheet
windows.
for whatever windows.
So
you
let me
choose.
ask you this, so I know different towns, historically, they like different windows. Do you guys have a preference in terms of what you'd like to see from a historic standpoint? Because I've done Green Mountain, probably give us the most historic window that we can get. All wood windows, simulated divided lights, I mean,
I'm not the window
or
guy.
actually true divided lights, excuse me.
Look at these two.
Is it false divided or true divided, you're
I
saying?
believe those are a true divided light. If not, they're simulated with a spacer bar.
Okay. Definitely wooden windows. The company, I don't think, there's nothing, in our guidelines that
Okay.
stipulates anything like that beyond just material.
But in terms of, Anderson's, Marvin's, they're a
Doesn't-
no-go. Okay, that's what I wanted
Yeah,
to
no,
double
we-
check
yeah,
before they got
that we
spec'd
don't
out.
care.
Okay.
Yeah.
No vinyl.
Yeah.
Yeah, just no vinyl.
No vinyl.
Yeah.
And is there a preference for true divided versus?
It's more historically appropriate,
Yeah, I would
but
think
if
so.
it's cost prohibitive, we like to weigh that, so.
Yep.
So the spec sheets for the doors and the windows on the garage. Otherwise, I don't think there's any other major gating items or concerns with the garage design as it sits.
Okay.
And then the same thing for the porch.
You see-
Material or the spec sheets for the materials for the porch.
Okay.
But again, as far as the actual design itself, I don't see any issues or
Yep.
comments on that. So
All right.
it should be relatively straightforward next time.
So once I get you the materials, we'll talk about this again next month? Is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
plan?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And again, we'll try and put you first on the list, and I'm fairly certain you'll probably be the only person on the list, but you never know. I don't want to speak too soon.
Is that in July?
Yes.
And that's not gonna put you guys in a bad mood, having to come in for our meeting.
Oh, sure it will, of course.
Wet July, we have to come in for these clowns?
It's
other than
air
that,
conditioned.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I appreciate your time, and
Thursday night.
the design looks really good. I think this is gonna look great. So
Okay,
we
great,
appreciate it.
thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
All right.
Yeah, no,
Thank you very
thank
much for your time,
anyone
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I guess does anybody have anyone online? Is there anybody? Any public comments or anything like that? All the stuff I'm legally allowed to or legally obligated to say? Hearing none. Thank you very much.
Okay, well,
everyone.
thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a beautiful house.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Looks
I think
like,
it's the house that's on the Historic District
It is.
Commission page.
We were gonna- That was the bargaining chip.
I'll come back with the bill. Thank you.
Bring
night.
the bill with the garage door. Yeah, the whole thing. All right.
On my back.
Yeah, thanks, y'all. Have a good one. All right, so where's the agenda? So next we have
Meeting minutes.
meeting minutes and we have election of officers, but I don't know how, I guess we have enough folks, but do we want to maybe table that until July, until Julie's back? And I'm sure Pam will be around. If folks think they're gonna be here in July.
I have a feeling I'm going to be in Mongolia. I don't know the date.
That is a very specific place for you to be, so I would imagine that's probably true.
Yeah. Let me check the calendar, but I get back on the 22nd,
Okay.
and the meeting would be on the 17th. So yes, I will be in Mongolia.
Okay.
so we'll vote you as vice chair in your absence.
So I guess, I'm trying to think how, the election of officers, I mean, Kevin, do you have any issue continuing as vice chair?
I don't.
Okay. Anybody have any issue with that? All right.
Nope.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those opposed? All right.
Congratulations.
I will continue to share it unless somebody really has a strong interest in it or even a minor interest in it. Let me know, but I will. I don't even know if I'm supposed to do that every 3 years. I can't even remember. My brain's not working right
I think
now.
it's yearly.
Is it annually? You want to do it?
Nope.
You knew that. I didn't even know that.
I've been on quite a few committees.
So yes, I'm happy to continue to do it if no one else wants to do it. But
Happy to have you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched you online. You seemed great.
well, you didn't
I
watch.
watched.
You didn't watch
I watched
enough.
a few
Yeah.
previous videos before I joined. Wanted to scope you guys out.
So I
So
think.
should I make a motion
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
have
Can you?
Grayson be chair?
Yeah. I guess yes. Do I have a second?
Second.
Again? Sorry.
Oh, I guess I have the gavel, yeah?
Yeah, I was gonna
All
say.
in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
All right. And then the secretary is still. Well, we can table that because I think it's still Pam,
Pam
isn't
do
it? I think so.
Yeah. She must.
I'm fairly, yeah, we'll table that. She'll
Julie and I
see if
can't do it.
she's interested in
The
that.
last one said it was submitted by Elizabeth Herrick.
She's the recording.
Yeah,
She's recording
she's the
secretary.
recording.
She's not on the board.
Yeah.
Oh,
She works
recording
for the town.
secretary is different than what you're
Yeah.
calling the secretary
Yeah.
of this.
Yeah.
I understand.
She
Okay.
does the minutes and that's-
most of the other committees don't have a recording secretary, so gotcha.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're lucky.
Yes.
Did anybody get a chance to look at the minutes?
I don't know in terms of order, but I do have new business I just want to bring up quickly. Do you want
Yep.
to do the minutes and then do that, or is there?
Yeah, you want to do the minutes and then we'll do the new business?
I had a couple,
Hit me with them.
just throughout. The letter L should probably be ELL. And it's
Oh,
throughout the whole, it's on several pages.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I assume if she puts it in, she can find them easily. A reason, let's see. Question about the connection. Well, I need to look at something again, but, on page, oh boy, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think on page 6, I think it's page 6. at the bottom of the page, Verity makes a comment, and it says mediate and pertain. I think it should be retain.
Yeah.
Is that right,
Yep.
Verity?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then at the, next to the last page, at the bottom paragraph, the LY Festival, it should be Alewife, Alewife. Festival.
Yeah, where was that?
Oh, it's on the next
On
to
the-
the last
yeah,
page,
next to
bottom
last page.
Or
paragraph.
next to last, I thought you said the next page.
First sentence in that last paragraph.
Yep. All right. Anyone else have anything? This is gonna sound vain, but for the members present on the first page, my last name is misspelled, so it should be ARD, but
Oh,
that's
Yeah.
a vanity project for me, so.
oh, on page 5, the last sentence, when you're talking about the curve that connects the second, that sentence is awkward. I don't, it says, when you're talking about the curve that connects the second, that structure is really only 12 years old. Kind of, I don't, did that,
Reasons.
I don't know what,
Maybe it's the second floor or second level,
that could be it.
because I'm trying
That
to
could be
remember,
it.
I remember that discussion about the second floor of the, or the second
Okay.
level above the garage.
Yep,
So you're talking about the arch
Yeah.
only being 12 years old? The arch connecting the
that structure.
Yes,
That's what I'm
right.
talking about, yeah.
barn, what were the two structures?
The house and the garage.
No, no.
No?
It's,
It was like a pergola or something. That was connected.
Yeah, the arch on the
Yeah.
pergola.
Yeah.
That wasn't the house.
Port-
It
That was
connects
12 years
the,
old.
where the porte cochere is going.
Yeah.
It's a barn and a garage?
I think so. I think that's right. I think that's right.
Yeah. But that's, yeah, that's what it refers to.
Maybe she, yeah, maybe she could listen to that one again and,
Yeah.
I also noticed.
I think.
Oh, sorry. I don't know if it's continued throughout, but on the first page, it's referred to as an Italian structure.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
think we just want to say Italian,
Italian
so
eight.
there's no confusion for anyone who's
yeah,
not Italian.
yeah. Yep. Okay.
So anything else on the minutes?
Move
You
to
want a
accept as
motion?
amended?
Oh, second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
And I'll abstain.
All right. And we have one abstention. So hit us with this new business, Verity.
So this is related to the CLG grant that the town of Exeter has gotten for $20,000 to inventory 30 of its historic properties within the district. And Julie and Dave both couldn't be here this evening, but they wanted me to just pass around the form that's going to be used in this inventorying process. So it's kind of a long form, so I did not have time to staple, but let me just make sure they're all. And so this is a deviation actually from the New Hampshire Division of Historic Resources inventory form, but it was approved by the DHR, so it is acceptable for use. And this is an example that was done in Somersworth. Dave led this project, and so the goal of all of this work is really to make sure that information about historic structures is accessible to us as a commission moving forward. So really what I think Julie and Dave and I want to know is if you feel like this information is helpful to you as a commissioner, and if it's if all of it makes sense to you, and if you like the form and feel it's a positive addition to our information that we have.
Can I ask real quick, what's the CLG stand for?
So the CLG is a certified local government, and it's a National Park Service program, and it's run through the state. So we're given money from the state to survey properties. I'm actually not super familiar with the CLG process, but I do know that we have a fair amount of money to spend, and we're looking to do about 30 historic properties.
Is there a specific, is it going to be a specific district?
I believe it is the Front Street Historic District, but I'm not positive. I think, I wish Dave knows most about this. So
Okay.
forgive me if there's anything I'm not relaying.
And so basically, what I'm gathering is each of the 30 houses that are selected or homes that are selected will have a
Yeah,
packet like
an
this.
inventory form that goes along with them.
I mean, I think that would probably be super helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
for, if not a particular house, for neighboring properties. I think that would be great, personally.
Yeah, one of the major additions on this form that deviates from the state form is that there's this inclusion of a chart that lists character-defining features, and I felt like that was awesome because sometimes it's like who decides what a character-defining feature is. So it's really helpful to have that, I think. But I just wanted to check in with all of you and
So you're saying to add that? Add character-defining features, or, sorry, I'm just looking at it so quickly, I haven't seen it.
yeah, no. There's like a little chart, and I think it abbreviates it, but that's an update from the state form, is what I'm saying. Because this is a modified form, which is why I think Dave is wanting our feedback on it, just to make sure it's helpful.
Oh, I see, the
Yeah, so
CDF,
the
I see, on the
CDF,
side,
yeah.
okay. Okay. Well, I mean, this would have been helpful already tonight, right?
Correct.
Pretty much. Sure would. So who will do this? Who will do the work once, if this gets
You
Yeah.
want to do it?
approved? What?
You want to do it? Okay. I thought we were taking volunteers.
So I think there is an interview process taking place with different architectural firms who applied. Dave sent out a call, and about, I think, 4 firms have responded. And we're going through an interview process now to see, but we're going to ask, I think, that they use this form if you all are amenable to that and feel that that's the right thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Great,
I think this sounds like a great program, personally.
yeah.
Yeah, and so then if a house an actual house was come up for our review, we'd have a copy of this, or if it was just a neighboring
Yeah,
house.
and from what I understand, it seems like all of the consultants that are being considered would come and like work with us and be like, asking us if we have edits or if there are things we want to see. So it feels like a very open-ended process that there's opportunity to, ask for different things that are helpful, so.
Great.
I guess one quick, would this be publicly available?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, all of these
Yeah.
would be publicly available.
Gets my endorsement for what
Yeah.
that matters.
Matters a lot.
It does.
All right.
Motion to adjourn?
Any other new business? All right.
Do we need to vote on this, or is there,
I don't know. Julie kind of said, I was talking to Julie about this earlier today, and then I don't know I'm terrible with the process of.
Yeah, I mean, I
Maybe if
don't.
there's feedback for next time, like,
Yeah.
take some time to look at it, and if there's feedback.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I think we could.
And you can just
Yeah.
pass along to Julie that it seems like everybody's
Yeah.
into
It's a great
it.
idea,
Yeah, I
we'll check
don't-
it for feedback.
I don't know if the town needs our sign off
Right.
to
They already got the
use
grant.
the money, but
might be, just
We-
be another, oh, I don't know why I can't talk tonight. It would just show that our support is there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that might be helpful going forward.
Yeah.
To know that HDC is behind it, and
I think they're envisioning it as a resource for us, just as people who are concerned with it. So with historic buildings.
I think the only thing that I would say that could be missing is kind of like the homeowner tonight was able to rattle off this piece of the house is from this time and this piece
Yeah.
is from this time. It's almost like, I don't know what would be a good header for that, but something that sort of just
Yeah.
outlined the various.
Major alterations.
Yes, perfect.
I actually haven't, I don't know. I know that the state form has an area to talk about alterations, but if this form does not, that is something that I will bring to everyone's attention because that is an important.
And it helps us to feel more informed too, instead of having to ask.
Right. So Yeah, I'll make a note of that. That's a great point.
Very nice.
All right, so Kevin, would you like to?
Still stand.
Still
stand. Motion is still stand.
Okay.
Second.
All those in favor, although I don't really think we need a vote.
No,
We're adjourned.
I don't think you need a
Thank you
motion
for
to
tuning
adjourn.
in
You can
to
adjourn it.
Exeter TV. Exeter TV is the town's public and government access channels, available on Comcast Channels 6 and 22. Channel 6 is your channel. If you have an idea for a program, want to host your own talk show, or submit a film, we're here to get your content on television. On Channel 22, we bring you live and replay coverage of government meetings and other town updates. A third channel, Blue Hawk Media, is operated by SAU 16 and can be found on Channel 8, with all your school sports, events, and meetings. You can watch Exeter TV online at exeternh.tv, Apple TV, and on Roku. Find us on social media for extra content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell to get notified about live streams and new content. Tune in to our platforms every other Friday to watch the Exeter Biweekly Report, with recaps of recent events, updates from town departments, and messages from nonprofits in your area. If you head to our website, exeternh.tv, we invite you to sign up to our newsletter to receive monthly updates about new content, upcoming meetings, and more. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch Exeter TV and hope that you tune in to our other content as well.